I'm my own artist. I have my own vision.
Well, welcome everyone to my time-lapse drawing of Lady Gaga. I had the video from the start all the way to the end, but right at the beginning all you could see was my hand waving around and you couldn't see the light pencil drawing underneath. So I started it from the light blue around the eyes, where you can actually start to see the picture come to life. I usually always draw the eyes first, and usually do most of the detail and most of the eyeballs and around the eyelashes and the eyeline first, making sure it looks like Lady Gaga.
I knew getting into this business and putting out music that would happen, and there are days where it's more challenging to go out and be alone and have just sort of a quiet night with my family or my friends, but I guess those are the sacrifices that you make when you're a performer, and I love being in show business, and the most important thing to me is making them smile and laugh when I'm on stage, and that's really all I care about. So the other stuff, you know, I just roll with the punches.
So the eyes I've used are turquoise and a light blue, dark blue, purple, obviously green and browns and everything for her green eyes. Obviously putting black on as I go along, mainly putting most of the black on towards the end. And I just keep going on and moulding the colours and blending the colours over and over again, as you can see. Really don't want to see any of the white pencil the white paper appear through the picture. So throughout this whole picture, you'll see I don't use any white pencil at all. So in fact, in the whole picture there, I didn't use a white pencil one time. So it's all the different colours. Her face has got pinks and greys and purples in the white part of her face. So the white part you see in all the picture is just the paper.
I suppose that there's one interpretation of the female to sing a love song and look pretty and just, you know, I guess do what everyone thinks you should do, but it's just not what inspires me. And I'm inspired not just by, you know, what I see in terms of the future of music or tech or fashion. I see also my fans, and I think about what they want to experience, and they love to feel out of touch with reality for a moment. So it might feel shocking maybe, but I really think it's just this sort of surreal fantasy that I take pleasure in creating for you. I wasn't a little girl in that mirror. I was Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard. I was Gloria Estefan on stage. I was whoever I wanted to be. I got discovered singing in a store, in a little boutique where we grew up. There were these two guys that worked at the store. They loved fashion and music, and they loved talking about theater, and I became friends with them because I went into the store one day with my mom.
You see a piece of paper just leaning on that, I'll rub the pencil on there every now and then. That's really just to get any of the other colours off of the actual colour that I'm using, which will rub onto the pencil after a while. So when I go back to another colour, I want to use that white or that yellow that it hasn't got a little bit of blue on the end. So I've covered up most of the picture with some A4 paper, just so I don't rub any of the pencil on in any parts that I don't want it there. So as the drawing goes on, you'll see the face covered, face uncovered.
I love performing, and applause is about that very thing. It's about this sort of place that we're in society, where we're confused about famous people. We're confused about celebrities. We think that all celebrities are just, taking photos of their ass on Instagram for attention, and that this is what art is, and it's not. And it's also not what music is. It's not what showbiz is about at all. And I don't have to do those things to curate my own legacy. The idea that celebrities do it for the attention, this is something that's being projected upon me because of reality television and because of other celebrity females. This is not what I am. What I am is entirely different. I'm a performer, I'm rehearsed, I'm a musician, I'm a writer, and maybe coming from a girl, it's like, it sounds naughty or crass, or maybe I sound conceited, but I want my fans to know that you can be a female and you can make pop music and you can be an artist. You don't have to be embarrassed about being smart. You can be all those things.
As you see me working on dark areas around the mouth and around the hairline, I'm using a lot of lighter colours to form a barrier between the light and the dark, just so it's not straight black to white or straight red of the lips to black. So it gives the appearance of the curving of the lips, obviously, by putting a lot of darker colours along those parts.
I always think it's funny when people say her music sounds so retro. It's like, was it ever not retro? I mean, I still call myself a retrosexual all the time, I'm so obsessed with music from the 70s and the 80s, and now a little bit of the early 90s as well. Just the freedom and there was sort of this like psychedelia in music, whether it was disco or it was rock and roll or it was jazz. Everything just felt really exciting and really free, and those artists keep me strong because I remember that they lived during a time and were big during a time when the internet wasn't running the music business. So whenever I get insecure or a little bit nervous or not sure about things, I watch an old Bob Dylan interview. The fans are the thing that you can't learn. They were the instrument in the music that nobody taught me about. They're a giant disco ball, thousands of tiny little mirrors. The commercial success that I've had has been mind-blowing. I'm the girl that everyone said no, and shook their head and said, I don't get it. These are the kids that show up to my shows, that buy my record, that believe in me, that have been requesting my songs on the radio since the beginning. And so my relationship with them is just because I really am grateful to them and love them for supporting me all these years. It would feel so wrong to not care or to not stop and sign the autographs and take pictures with them. It feels like I want to.
The drawing took about 3 to 4 days to do, so it took quite a while to do a picture like this. I use Faber-Castell polychromos pencils, and I use Desson Canson 160 gram paper, white artist paper. Just usually get in about 10 metre roll, so go through that fairly quickly these days, but that's what I use. And other than that, really just go through a lot of pencil sharpeners really.
Well, Art Pop is really a celebration of us surviving for the past 5 years. And I was a new artist that a lot of people thought was really weird and very different and shocking, or whatever everyone thinks of what I do sometimes. And then we put out Born This Way, and I made a statement about equality and acceptance and tolerance during a time where I felt that my fans and I were so much alike, and I could really relate to their struggles and their feelings and what they go through as the new young generation, the challenges that they're faced with socially. So I wanted to make a statement about them and for each other, to really cement from then on and forevermore that my heart is always in the right place with my music and my intention.
The prints available of my drawing, you can get them on my website, both in A1 and A2 size. So go to my website and check it out. As my pencils get smaller and smaller and they're harder to hold, I've got a little extender that you can see, which is a white tipped extender that you put on the pencil, so most of the time the pencil is always a long pencil. It's not really good to work with a really tiny pencil because you will start smudging parts of your picture. When there's a large amount of black in a picture like this, I always do that last so I don't smudge anything onto the white. The blending of the colours, as I can get them here in the face, it's mainly from using a very sharp pencil all the time and constantly sharpening the pencil, and using very light hands when you need to and very heavy hands in other parts. So it's just a matter of being patient and keep adding layers until you're happy with the result.
I didn't name myself Gaga. My producer, he said I was very theatrical when I performed.
Yeah.
So he would say, you're so Gaga. And one day I said, you mean like the Queen record? And he goes, yeah. You're like Freddie Mercury. You have to live and breathe your art, and if you don't, you won't get anywhere. And I got here by working very hard, and that's what the fame is really about.
Thanks very much for watching the video of my Lady Gaga pencil drawing. Prints of this can be bought on my website, so go check it out. Thanks again, I'll see you next time.